Nehawu members have already started assembling outside the gates of Parliament ahead of its National Day of Action. This forms part of a nationwide demonstrations to put pressure on government to address long-standing problems with the healthcare system. Our reporter Nasiphi joins us live from outside Parliament. Nasiphi, we understand that it got pretty rowdy earlier from protesters clashing with police. Tell us what's happening at the moment.
Well, it did indeed get rowdy. We are no longer at Parliament. We have made our way down to the streets of the CBD. We were pushed away by, or rather the protesters were asked to disperse and leave the gates of Parliament, where we do understand that at 12 o'clock the head of Nehawu in the province was going to hand over a memorandum to the Speaker of Parliament with a list of demands where they were calling on government to address some of the issues that they have picked up in the previous month following their visits to a number of hospitals around the country. And one of those issues was to provide adequate PPEs for healthcare workers and frontline staff. However, the group of protesters from Nehawu were asked to disperse, and police basically pushed them away from Parliament down to the Grand Parade in the CBD and used water cannons on them. But I'll just ask my colleague to just show you some of the protesters that are currently making their way up Plain Street. And this is the street where Parliament is. And not so far from where we are is where Parliament is. And it seems like the protesters are not retreating and are going back to Parliament. And they are saying that the main reason why they were even outside Parliament is that they want to hand over the memorandum, where we understand that the group is saying that they are also demanding that government address these issues in 5 days. Otherwise, they will be downing their tools, or asking their 200,000 members in South Africa to down their tools should government not address some of their demands. And basically, we will be speaking to the head of Nehawu, who has seemed to have lost us because of, the police asking them to disperse, many of them scattered in the streets of Cape Town. However, we have called him just to find out from him some of those key issues in the memorandum that they'll be submitting. And we do understand that according to some members who are from Nehawu and who are picketing outside Parliament, were saying that they are indeed having a protected picket. And the reason why they decided not to march in Cape Town is because of the number of people that had decided to come. And in order for them to not break the rules and regulations of having a gathering of more than 50 people, they decided to just assemble and picket outside Parliament up until a representative or the Speaker of Parliament comes out and receives that memorandum. However, it doesn't seem like that will happen because police are on high alert outside Parliament. But as you saw behind me, the members are going back to Parliament trying to hand over that memorandum.
Now, Nasiphi, could the reason for the clashes also be because they did not get the permission that was needed for this nationwide strike? I mean, yesterday municipalities were saying that they were not given permission to protest.
Well, that is indeed true, but from inquiring, the head of Nehawu in the Western Cape, or rather the secretary, is saying that it is indeed a protected strike or picket. And the reason why they decided not to move from the assembling point, which is about 500 meters away from Parliament, is because of the high number or the large volume of people that had indicated that they will be joining the picket. Hence the decision to picket, or rather assemble outside of Parliament and initially hand over the memorandum. And we do understand that I think, from what the secretary says is that they had not received a go-ahead or the green light to march, but they did receive a go-ahead to picket outside Parliament. And now when the police are asking them to disperse and pushing them away from Parliament and pushing them into the city centre, telling them they need to go home and they shouldn't make their way back to Parliament, many of them are saying that they actually don't understand why police are doing this. And they are saying that the reason why they're even outside of Parliament for this picket to hand over the memorandum is to also include the frontline workers, which are police, to ensure that they also have adequate PPEs while conducting their duties on duty.